Good morning. We'll just wait a little bit to get some people on, give you a chance to get your notification and join me live. Day 9 of the breathing challenge. It might even be day 10. What day is today? Wednesday. Yeah, 7, 8, no, day 9. Day 9 of the conscious breathing challenge. And how is everybody finding it? Let me know what your experience has been. And since you've, good morning Izzy, since you've started and joined in, taking this superpower and using it for the greater good of your cells and the greater good of all the cells around you. And the fantastic thing about us all, hi Avril, hi cuz, I miss you. The great thing about us all joining in and breathing together and learning this stuff together is that you literally create a grid, a power grid. Because you imagine every cell has this 0.07 electrical current in it. And then all of our cells together. Hi Meg, thank you, great to see you. When we all start breathing together and start to intending that we're going to let go of all fear and all stress and start intending that we want to take control back of this phenomenal body that we've spent probably a lot of time berating and criticising. And now we're starting to understand we're living in a phenomenal spaceship. And when we all start to work together like we're doing here today, we will have, our brains will start to entrain. This is Lynn McTaggart's research in The Bond, or The Intention Experiment, or it's probably in both of them, and certainly in The Power of 8. So the brains start to entrain, the cells start to mimic each other, and we are far more powerful together. Now you think, I always say to my clients, if I was trying to lift something on my own, a really heavy table, I would struggle and I might eventually manage to move it. But if you employ or coerce another 8 people to help you, then it's easy. We lighten the load when we all pull together. So, how is everybody feeling anyway? It's just crazy, crazy bonkers just now with all the mad stuff that's going on all around the world. And, you know, there's never been a more powerful time for you to learn how to breathe consciously and how to let go of the stress that goes into the body. If you watch the mainstream media, I highly recommend that you don't. But if you do, you will feel the fear, the adrenaline and the cortisol pouring in as you listen to the language of surges and it's just like the hyperbole of the language that they use is quite spectacular. So just be aware when you're listening to that, fear, 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 other people are going to kill you. It's, you're going to die. Your loved ones will die. Oh my God. I would never thought I would be experiencing anything like this, as I'm sure you guys are too. So this conscious breathing allows us to allow any fear that comes in just to wash through and pass through the body. Because what we're doing now is we're starting to really see that the body is an energy system, electromagnetic in nature. And that's when you can start to really understand that any negative feeling that comes in can be allowed to pass. What happens is when we have a negative thought and we believe it, then we grab the negative thought, we're like, what if this happens? And we start to picture the worst case scenario. And then the body starts to give us the chemistry, to give us the feeling, to displace the blood, to put us into that fight or flight response, because that's when we're like, right, okay, we don't need to think. Shut down the clever part of your brain. When you go into fight or flight, your IQ goes down something like 12%. So people in fear are quite literally dumbed down because the body shut down the front part of the brain thinking, well, I don't need to think right now because I'm going to fight or I'm going to run or I'm going to hide or whatever I'm going to do. So that's science. It tells us that is not a problem-solving state. That's a state for action. So we are being put into these high states of fear by our government and people around us, etc. And that will actually impact our health long term. You know, the fear state can be helpful, it can get you going, it can push it into action. But in general, what happens is we're staying in these high stress states. The brain frequencies stay in these non-solution focused states, and we are not productive in what we're doing day to day. So, right, now that everybody's joined, let's get on with the job in hand, which is conscious breathing. Understanding, like, you use your hands for certain things, you use your feet for certain things, you use your boobs for certain things, your shoulders for certain things. If you're a man, I know there's mainly women on here just now, but obviously our bodies, we know how to use our body. But we've never really been actively shown how to use the breath to get what we want, to change our chemistry, to expand our cells and to expand our energy field. And, you know, I was watching the podcast that I highly recommend you watch with Patrick McKeown and James Nestor. Two absolute amazing guys. Now, Patrick's been teaching breathing for 18 years, and a lot of people just cynical, that doesn't work. And James Nestor, he learned, or he started his journey into discovering the power of the breath from freediving. And you will find that a lot of freedivers know a lot more about how to work the bodies than doctors do, which is a pretty crazy situation when you think about it. So let's recap on the breathing and how... Morning, Craig, how you doing? So, nose breathing. I hope you've learned that by now, the incredible importance of breathing in and out through your nose. And for me, the way I did it was I started taping my mouth so that I knew, at least when I was sleeping, my mouth was closed and I was breathing in and out through my nose. Now, I'm not going to go into all the benefits of breathing through your nose. You can go back into the old videos or just Google it. The information is there. There are so many reasons that you need to do this, and you need to teach your children to do it to prevent disease and to heal disease. The body, quite simply, doesn't work as well when you breathe in and out through your mouth. There's a whole filtering system that goes on. There's a whole set of muscles that get used. There's a whole resistance thing that stops things going into the body. That when you literally are just breathing in and out through your mouth, you bypass that system, and you will eventually pay a price for that in loads of different ways. And it really kind of gets me very, very fired up when I think that children are being medicated when perhaps being taught to breathe properly could have corrected a lot of the problems. But that's another debate. Same with anxiety and depression. This has got to be your first port of call. Learn how to breathe. What Patrick McKeown says that people with asthma, in 2 weeks of doing the Buteyko method, will have 50% less symptoms. Now that is huge. So you, by all means, use the medication as well if you need to. I'm not saying don't use the medication, but I'm saying learn this. Because if you're worried about the amount of medication you're taking, if it's not really helping, then you need to learn. Your superpower is right here under your nose. So nose breathing. Now yesterday, the reason I wasn't on, I went away up into the mountains because it was a beautiful day. It was super icy and we were going up quite a steep trail, and I was very aware that I switched from breathing through my nose to breathing through my mouth. And I was like, okay. As soon as you start to get breathless, I started breathing in and out through my mouth. So I'm still working on learning to nose breathe 24 hours a day. So, you know, don't beat yourself up about it. Just start wherever you're at and improve what you're doing and just become aware. Awareness is the key. So the breathing in and out through your nose, wherever you're at right now, if you can do it for 2 minutes, just try and do it for 3. If you can do it, and you know, it's same as if you were learning to run a marathon. You would be, right, you wouldn't go out and try and run the whole 26 miles. You would start maybe with half a mile. So you would just break yourself in gently, because you're teaching the body a new trick. So you're now teaching the body how to remember how to breathe properly for greater levels of clarity, energy, vitality and excitement about your life. So breathing through the nose, and your tongue should be placed in the roof of your mouth. So just try it now, see how it feels. You may be stuffy. I've always had sinus problems, and I'm really hoping over the long term this is going to help get rid of them completely. But the problem is, if you've not been nose breathing, the body starts to shut that area down. So you really have to practice to open it up again. So just breathing in and out through the nose with the tongue resting on the roof of the mouth. And you may be really choked and blocked, and it might be really hard, and that's the very reason that you possibly would give up. But in actual fact, that's the real reason why you have to practice more and more. So, nose breathing, tongue resting in the top of the mouth. So we did that last week. So that's one goal that we all have, is to become powerful nose breathers. Then we had the intermittent hypoxia, which is simply holding your breath and changing the oxygen and the CO2 levels. Okay, so you stop breathing, and then this has a myriad of effects. Now again, I've been doing this for years, but I didn't fully understand what the breath holds were actually helping me to achieve. So when you hold your breath, again, the brain starts to go, what's happening? It starts to excrete certain chemicals. And then, but what's really interesting is that your whole signalling system, the capillaries, etc., everything opens up, and the brain can get a nice flow of blood, and all the signalling systems and the communication becomes a lot cleaner and clearer. And even with high-end elite athletes, intermittent hypoxia can increase your performance. Like, it's just crazy how powerful holding your breath can be. And I'm 60 and I only really discovered that. I mean, what the hell? So, and again, when you watch that podcast with Patrick and James, this information's been around for over 100 years. Like, we're not talking about, somebody just discovered it, newsflash. But now our level of consciousness is just high enough to go, oh my God, maybe I'm a lot more powerful. Maybe I can actually change the way I breathe and be far more powerful in my role, whatever that role is going to be. Whether it's for healing the body, whether it's for relieving yourself of anxiety, whether it's for running a marathon, whether it's for having the energy to really focus on your goals, whether it's to have a stronger spiritual connection. All of these things happen when you change the way you breathe. I mean, why is this not in schools? Why is this not all over the news right now? Why are we insisting on terrifying people? It's just mad, if you ask me. Anyway, I'm off on a rant. So, we've got the nose breathing, we've got the tongue nestled in the top of the mouth. Then we can hold the breath, we can breathe in and out, inhale, exhale, we can breathe in for less, out for more. We can muck about with the percentages: 2 in, 4 out, 4 in, 8 out, 2 in, hold for 4, out for 7. There's lots of different variations of that, and all these videos that I'm posting in the event will give you all the different variations. And please try new things and see how they feel, because the only way you're going to want to carry this practice on is if you're enjoying it and if you're getting something out of it. And, over Christmas and New Year, as per usual, what you do is I stopped doing my Kundalini yoga. And then I was starting to feel my body getting stiff again. So it's, it's a bit like, people used to come into our gym and say, how long do you have to work out for? And you're just like, well, I used to say, how long do you have to brush your teeth for? If we could just breathe consciously one day and be free forever, that would be great. But it's not like that. Where I'm living, we're full of living organisms. We're a farm, and we need to have our daily practices that will keep us well and prevent disease. So this is something that you want to build into your daily life, so that any time you have a negative feeling or fear comes in, or if any of your loved ones are sick or your kids are anxious, because I know a lot of people, their teenagers are anxious, then you can really work and release that fear, and you're not a victim of it. So this is really taking you out of victimhood into mastery. And when you understand the mastery of changing how you breathe, you change your chemistry. You become an alchemist, your own alchemist. And that's actually well proven. And I'm hoping by now you're having an experience of that. So we can breathe in and out through the nose, or we can certainly start to stretch the airways within the nose. We can hold our breath, and then we can muck around with how many we're going to breathe in and how many we're going to breathe out and how that makes us feel. And then you've got the speed of how you do that. So when you do Wim Hof, it's very, you're usually really going for it, and it's a workout, right? You're really pumping the heart, your pulse will go up, and you're really working it, and the blood starts flowing, getting pumped around the body, and you're cleansing the arteries, and your vagus nerves like, yeah, thank you, good information, because it's all about signalling, remember. So you can do that with vigour, you can do it gently. It's really interesting to muck about with your own body and see how it feels afterwards. So some days when you're maybe not feeling as good or feeling as energetic, or you can't be bothered, because let's face it, we get these days, you can do something that's a little bit less strenuous. Because a lot of these breathing techniques, when you really get into the more advanced, it is a workout, and you will want to stop and resistance will come in, exactly like if you went out for a run. And it's just pushing, having the ability, strengthening your lungs, and really working this whole muscular skeletal system. This increases your bone density. I mean, come on, it's unreal. So you've got the speed, you've got the variations on that, and then you have your, what we call in yoga, locks. So Joe Dispenza just talks about your energy centres. You pull up your perineal muscles, your abdominal muscles, and you push the energy up. And the whole idea is that you'll hit the thalamic gate and activate the pineal gland. Again, you want to know more about that, go to Joe Dispenza's work. I'll go back to my other videos from last week. So you are then changing your own chemistry. You're using the breath and the intention to activate new chemistry in the brain. And the phenomenal thing is that we have the power to create any chemistry in here. Any drug that you can take can be created in here. And that is something that we're really only starting to understand. And it's also something you need to practice. Some people will get it really quickly. Other ones like me, you need to keep on keeping on. You know that the prize is there. You need to work out and work it and work it. And because I spent decades breathing wrong, decades super stressed and drinking loads and loads of alcohol, which I still enjoy, but not obviously to that kind of degree. So there was I put my body through a lot, and then you've got the genetic arthritis that was kind of in the family. So now we're understanding my body doesn't need to be in pain. I can change it with what I do, what I believe, what I perceive. So I take action, enough action for me to feel comfortable in this body. And this breathing, I tell you, simple, and guess, of course, it's free. So please spread the word and share and tell everybody about it, and get your kids nose breathing. Become aware of how they're breathing and how that can affect the development of their face and their airways, and which was going to mean in decades' time their long-term health for chronic disease. Right, so the nose breathing, the tongue in the top of the mouth. We've got the breath holds. We then have the inhale and the exhale, and how fast we do that, what ratio we do it in, and then we've got all these muscles that we can pull up and push the energy into the head when we're doing our controlled pauses. So we've got all of that going together. Then we have the mind, the intention and the attention. What is it you are trying to achieve? It's the same whether you're doing the Wim Hof methods, whether you're doing Joe's work. What do you want? And it's usually you want to heal something, you want to attract something, you want to connect. We're all really, everybody I know is wanting to connect to the field, wanting a bit of that mystical divine action. But whatever it is that you would love to experience through your breathing, through your meditations, through your intentions, then get it clear when you go into your exercise and focus on that. because you're deciding the direction that your mind's going to go in. So if you're over here going, oh, it's terrible, I'm fear, I'm going to have no money, or my kids' mental health, all the things that lockdown could potentially bring for people, or you're maybe worrying that people are spreading it and you're behaving, you're doing all the rules and nobody else is bothering, blah blah blah. Everybody's got their own wee story right now about what's going on. But what we have to do to take full responsibility for this body. So we then say, right, I'm healing. I allow myself to be uncompromised. I allow myself to attract a new job. I allow myself to, whatever it is you want. You decide what you need to feel safe, happy and secure. But primarily, and I have to go on about it, is let go of everything that no longer serves you. It doesn't matter what you're trying to achieve, whether you're trying to meet your soulmate, whether you're trying to create a multi-million-pound business, whether you're trying to heal an alleged terminal incurable disease, whatever it is you are trying to do, you focus on what you want, and then you breathe out the past and all the limitations and everything that no longer serves you. And that can be scary for people. If I let go, who am I? How will I feel? It's scary because I don't really know how it's going to unfold. And again, going back to Joe's work, he goes on and on, get very comfortable with the unknown. If we can just stay in this moment, in the present, you'll have heard people banging on about that. There is no problem in this present moment. If we project into a perceived future, or if we go into the past, if you're in problem, you're in the past, or you project into the future. If you just stay in this moment, everything is cool. The cells, remember the tensegrity of the cells. And we know ways that we can keep the cells in tune, which brings me to the other thing that we can do when we're breathing is we can hum and we can chant to create this cellular expansion. And we can use the power of our mind. So before we start our breathing, we're just going to go into a breathing exercise now. And we're going to bring in all these things that I've just talked about. I want you to breathe for the first set. I want you to breathe in and out through your nose if you can. If you can't, it doesn't matter. Just breathe any way you want. You can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Or if you just try breathing in and out through the nose to see how it feels, to see how much work you're maybe going to have to do. Because remember, you're training a whole new set of muscles again. And then we have the diaphragm, the chest, so the belly, so filling the belly up, breathing in. The belly should come out, and then into the chest, and then up to the head. So belly, head, that's the full breath. We're utilising the whole body and all the muscles that involves. Say, you will start to feel. But if you've never done this before, that'll feel strange. It's only feeling strange because it's new. Everything that we do that's new feels a bit awkward initially. So you feel free to pull back whenever you want. If you think, oh, I don't like this feeling, just stop doing it. Take responsibility. You can do it lying down. I have, on occasion, put myself into an unconscious state doing this because I like to go for it. I'm pushing it as far, trying to get into that field. But, if you just sit somewhere where you're safe, take responsibility for your own body. If uncomfortable feelings come up, it's just energy, remember. Just breathe through it. Allow everything that comes up and just let it go. Allow and let it go. Allow. Remember the cells, if they're just staying open like this, video was really jumpy. I missed the last part. Oh dear, I'm sorry, I don't know. It looks like there's nothing really I can do about that at this moment. So the cells are like this, and if you start judging, contraction comes in, and you're holding on to the thing that you don't want. So what we have to do is breathe and go back into expansion and just. So everything that comes up has to be allowed and released, allowed and released, allowed and released. So just breathe, breathe, breathe. Feelings, emotions are energy in motion. And what happens is when we don't like the feeling, we tend to go, oh no. So what we're actually doing is keeping the feeling that we don't like in the body. So that's what we're doing with this exercise. As soon as you get a feeling you don't like, breathe it through. So it's like a cloud that comes in and we just keep breathing and it passes. Okay? So if you've got something that you would really love to achieve, have, be, see, do, or something that you really want to heal or let go of, somebody maybe you need to forgive, whatever it is that you are, or maybe it's just the stress of what's happening round about us now. How do we manage this, and how do we know what's real, what's true? That, you know, we're being divided and split. The people that believe are over here, the people that don't believe are over here. So all of that can be stressful, particularly if it's in your house, because people are living together and have very different opposing views. So really we can't fix or change out there. We just have to come back inside and work on ourselves. Okay, so we're going to just start breathing. Get nice and comfortable. You can lie down if you want. And I want you just to breathe in for 2 and out for 4. If you can, in and out through the nose. If you can't, it doesn't matter. It's not a competition. This is just a starting point. Okay, so breathe. In, 2 and out, 2, 3, 4. And in, 2 and out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2 and out, 2, 3, 4. And in, 2 and out, 2, 3, 4. And keep it going. And in, 2 and out, 2, 3. Keep your eyes closed and really pay attention to what the body is doing. And in, 2 and out, 2, 3, 4. And in, 2 and out, 2, 3. Feel the inside the body. What's happening? Is there lightheadedness? What is going on in there? Is there tingling? Is energy moving? Okay, last one. Breathe all the way in. And all the way out, we're going to say who. And go into your controlled pause. Hold the breath. And again, keep your eyes closed and just pay attention. The body is now responding, you'll feel. The cells are starting to rearrange themselves. They're resetting. Everything's going back to where it should be when we stop tormenting the body. So just observe and allow. And if you need to breathe in and just breathe out again and hold again. Remember, no competition, just listen to your body and learn to understand it. Okay, 3, 2, 1, breathe in. Pull the muscles from the root, your abdominal muscles, and squeeze that energy up into the brain. Feel the cells expand and hold, squeezing and holding the energy. Feel the brain light up. Feel all the energy lines flow as the communication expands and your body goes into that supernatural state. And then just let it go. Okay, and just take a nice few easy breaths. Fantastic. And just listen into the body and just observe the magic, the reset happening. The intelligence is all there. It's all inside. It knows what to do. The cells know. You're just giving it the place and the space. Okay. Fantastic. So we're going to do another round, and I want you to really get clear on what it is that you want to attract or release. If it's just health, you see yourself completely healed. Whatever it is, see it as if it's already there, and really use the power of this technique to help you see it, be it, have it, do it, feel it, whatever, okay? So this time we're just going to do 2 in, 2 out, so straightforward, and I'm just going to use my fist to help you see and keep going with the breath, because obviously I'm going to talk over the top of it and try and keep your focus. So what I want you to do is just get relaxed, get into a nice place where you're nice and safe and comfortable. Okay, and breathe all the way out, and breathe in for 2, out 2. And it's up to you. Put as much energy into this and focus as you can. Just keep breathing in and out, and in and out. Okay, the cells are expanding. You're oxygenating the body, alkalizing the blood, calming the nervous system. You're taking over from these habitual ways. You're back in control. And just really close your eyes and really tune in to what the body's feeling and seeing. You might have little aches and pains as energy moves. Remember to see yourself as an electromagnetic field. And in, 2, out, 2. And really see yourself where you want to be. And really focus on letting go of everything that no longer serves you. Three more. All the way. Okay, it's going to use it out and hold breath. Second controlled pause. Now what you want to do here, again, close the eyes, come inside, observe what your cells are up to. Don't interfere, just allow them to reset themselves, to expand themselves, and you have a clear intention just to dissolve everything that no longer serves you. Other people's points of view, all fear and stress, just let it all go, let it dissolve and dissipate back to the earth. If you need to breathe, just breathe in and breathe out and hold again. Fantastic. And just let go, let go, let go of all fear. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, breathing in. And pull in all the muscles, the root, your perineal muscles, your through the heart, and let it light and expand. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And then just hum. And again, nice deep breath in. Hum. Do it in your own time. Don't worry about anybody else. Another one, deep breath in. Keep your eyes closed and focus in the middle of your forehead. And take some nice, easy breaths. Okay. And how do you feel? Remember, the body is your subconscious mind and it talks to you in feelings. How do you feel? And now you're in this deep, nice, deep, meditative state. You're in coherence. Really say to yourself what it is you want. I'm healed. I allow myself to be completely healed. I'm attracting my soulmate. I am building a movement to empower people. I'm creating a multi-million-dollar business or pound business, whatever it is. Good vibrations, yeah, it's all about the vibes, guys. We're really starting to think and feel in vibration. It's why music is your absolute best friend right now. Okay, well done. That's all we're going to do today because that's quite good. If you really get into that, that's a good breathing session. Obviously, what I'm going to do on Friday is a much more expanded, advanced breathing session, so you can prepare yourself for that. But let's just do a little bit of EFT to finish off and to make sure that anything that is residing, any residue that is making us feel uncomfortable or wondering what's going on, trying to figure it out. So we just really allow the cells to rest in peace and we allow ourselves just to be in this moment without any of the past or any of the future coming in to this. Hi Mark, thanks, cheers. Okay, so just tap with me. Even although we're living in crazy, mad, mental, bonkers times, and even although people have very different opinions about what's going on, and even although some people are really genuinely terrified, and some people are really genuinely mystified, and some people are judging, including me, judging others. Even although I'm judging, great, I love you, Avril, too. Thank you, guys. And even although sometimes I criticise people, and even although sometimes I'm completely amazed at how people are behaving or not behaving, even although I'm having all these crazy thoughts and feelings, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. Great, Lauren, thank you. Even although sometimes I get scared and annoyed and angry and frustrated and apathetic and all the other things, I deeply and completely love, trust and accept myself. And I'm now open to releasing all fear, all judgments and judging. I'm letting go of all the judgment around the apparent others. I allow my cells to expand in ecstasy. And I allow myself to release everything that no longer serves me. I am a powerful, powerful spiritual being, sentient being. Use your own words if you don't like spiritual. I have the power to heal myself and the world. Together, we are unstoppable. We are a magnificent, powerful bunch. I'm letting go of any limiting beliefs around myself and others. I allow myself to focus only on the great awakening, a world that is fair, true and just for all, where suffering becomes a thing of the past, and dependence and mental slavery dissolves as we wake up and realise we've got it all here. I have the power I am the power. I'm beaming out unconditional love to all beings in this planet through these really challenging and exciting times. I'm letting go. I'm letting go of all negative emotions. I allow myself to stay in expansion and unconditional love. I'm in the process of becoming lighter, brighter, happier, more joyful. I have that power. I can choose. I'm going to have an amazing week. Meet all the people that I need to meet and chat to the people I need to chat and inspire me. I am a creative, powerful being. Oh, yes, you are. And a nice deep breath. Okay. That should set you up for a wonderful day at the very least. Remember, practice, practice, practice. I cannot make you a master pianist, but I can, or a master breather, but I can show you how to become one, and then you have to do the work. So tomorrow I'll be on here again at 9. We'll be doing another. Thank you, Patricia. Thanks for participating, guys, and for all your kind words. It is phenomenal. You know how much this means to me for you being here. There's no point in me being here if you're not. Please spread the word. We need to get our whole country, our whole planet breathing so that they can really see and feel and be the power that they are. So thank you, Gabby. Sorry about yesterday. I'll chat to you later today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Huge love. Ciao.